Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to our Hump Day March 20th BTC analysis. I'm here and I'm talking, and we're gonna have a pretty good time with our analysis today, because I got a lot of stuff to talk about, and let's go through it together. All right, so going live now. Let me just tell my groups going live now and discussing BTC resistance break plus trade updates and plus short-term outlook. Man, I cannot type today. All right. Let's do this. How's everybody doing? What's going on, guys? What's up? What's up? What's up? How is everybody? So we're going to go through the trades in a little bit. I wanted to show you guys some of the trades that our community has gotten in. We just entered a trade right now, so I'll provide that to you guys as well. I'm never trying to hold off and just keep trades to myself. I always tell my community about it, whatever I enter, because this way, I have the same skin in the game that everybody else does, right? So it helps keep me accountable, and it helps keep everyone else accountable too. Okay, so here we go. Got this, let's see what's going on here. Okay. All right. Let's see what we got going on. Price here. All right. What's up, Sean Nevins? How you doing, man? What's up, Ruben? All right, guys. So one thing that I wanted to talk about is, we were in this sort of falling wedge, and within the falling wedge, sort of bull pennant right here. Again, both of these are bullish patterns, okay? But within that, we were creating the symmetrical triangle. And I had mentioned that, for the most part, I mean, when you have, a symmetrical triangle, this is technically a neutral pattern within a larger bullish pattern, okay? And so I knew for the most part that this thing wasn't going to break down, okay? But rather, it was either going to sort of move sideways or break up, okay? So that is one thing that we know. And this is the one thing about trading, guys, is that everything is about probabilities, okay? I don't know for sure if something is going to break, but if you go to, websites like Bukowski, right? Where is it? This one right here, okay, the pattern site. You could check this out, and he has all kinds of patterns listed, okay? You can also learn about psychology. You can also learn about fundamental analysis, Elliott wave counts, take the quizzes, everything. I've done everything on this site over and over again, over the years. And I have my own book of chart patterns, technical analysis, which I often post pictures in the community about. So I keep everyone updated, not only with just technicals, but with knowledge. Okay, and so what knowledge tells us in these cases is that, we need to trade probabilities. Okay, so when you see, say a touch like this, right, and another touch like this to the bottom, and you see higher lows being created, the probabilities are that this thing is going to break up to the upside, especially if we start looking on the higher time frames, right? If I close this out and I say that here's a low created in December, here's a higher low, here's that bull flag higher low, all these little ones are higher lows, and then over here, another higher low. So we have a higher probability of moving up than down, okay? So this is where we are right now, okay? We are entering, towards that supply where we got, plundered before, but now we're coming in with more strength. Why? Volume is ticking up, and also we just created a higher low right here. As per, this previous breakout out of this sort of, falling wedge, falling pennant right here, and we kept on moving up, okay? And we broke some critical resistance, okay, around this area right here, which was 39.90. That's an area that I was looking for a close above, okay? And we did that all in basically the last, 12 to 16 hours, okay? So here's a good thing. We're more than likely going to reach up into this resistance supply zone, but now I just want to be careful, because if we start getting, torpedoed down like we did over here, lower, okay, so say something like this right here happens lower right here, this means that we have now broken the trend of, consistently creating higher lows, and then we will have created a lower high as per something like this, and then we'll go over here, and then we'll create another lower high like that, okay? You don't want something like that. This is why it's almost imperative that we need to close above these candles right here over the next couple of days. And it may not happen, tonight or tomorrow, but it should happen in the next, say, 2 to 3 days. If it happens today, great. I would love to see a candle close, a couple of 4-hour candles close above this level. And that currently is around 41.65. Let's just say 41.75 to be safe. Okay? So this is where we stand, guys. One thing at a time, right? And now you're probably thinking, okay, well, what about right now? Okay, what are some trades that I should get into? Well, let's look at it this way. Okay, BTC has clearly moved past this resistance 39.90, right? And now I think what you need to do is map out other, smaller support and resistance levels within that. Okay, so this is how I see it. Okay, if we sort of draw this something like this, like say just like that, okay, 41.16. Okay, let's just say 41.20 to be safe. You can see that these candles right here closed under that. This wick pretty much hit on top of here, got rejected. This wick did the same thing, got rejected. This wick right here did the same thing, got rejected. And so did this one. But then you could see that every time these wicks got rejected, we came down hard, less hard every time. Okay, so less of a sharp drop every single time. So you could see right here. Actually, check it out right here. So this is our first go at it, right? First time we got rejected hard, boom, spent a lot of time away from this line, came back, tried it again, got rejected hard, came back again, spent a lot of time away, got rejected again, not too long, came back again, tested it again, not too long. So the shorter, you could see that the time span is getting shorter and shorter between this distance to this, and then this distance to this, right? It's getting shorter or equal. And then from here to here, it's gotten lessened. So this is another way you need to be able to visualize and test resistance. Okay, guys? You want to see the amount of time that's elapsed between, the time that resistance was tested. So you can see on this is how you can do it, right? 1 day and 21 hours, okay? The next one from here to here, 1 day, 23 hours, so about the same, right? And then from here, okay, to here, right there, about 16 hours, okay? So you could see how that makes a difference, right? This is how you need to be a better trader, by understanding, things of logic like this, okay? And it's going to be, excuse me, the same thing on higher time frames too. You can see that over here, when we previously touched supply way back here in December, right? We got rejected pretty hard, big sharp drop of a candle. This candle tried again, poke through because people FOMO'd and thought we were going to break through, but got rejected hard. And then we spent a good amount of time away. Second time, you could see we closed at a lower high. All these candles closed much lower than these. And the wick, couldn't even dig in as deep as these 3 wicks right here. And then we got rejected hard, and we spent, almost maybe a month away, right? So this, from this wick right here all the way to the next time we tried, we basically spent almost, a month and a half away from it, right? So this tells you that there's a lot of sellers in this area, this green box right here. Maybe I should mark this red, actually. Let me just mark this red right there. So you know that there's a lot of sellers waiting here. But every time we reach into this area, the sellers are getting depleted. So eventually what happens? Well, once the sellers get depleted, the demand keeps on poking and picking up all the supply that the sellers are selling. Well, what's going to happen after that? Well, sellers are going to get exhausted, and then the buyers are going to take control, and they'll want to keep buying and keep pushing prices up higher and higher, and they'll want to buy not only everything in this area, right, but they'll want to keep pushing prices higher and keep buying and buying and buying because they believe that Bitcoin is worth, say higher than 4,400 or 4,100 at least. Okay, so this is how you need to weigh supply against demand and try to understand market dynamics and gauge how the market is doing. Okay, all right, so in terms of this chart right here, okay, this is where you need to start being able to map out different resistance levels as well as map out the supply zones, but also try to figure out what kind of angular momentum are we in. Are we in a an uptrend where we're in a parallel channel? Are we creating bull flags, ascending channels, all kinds of different patterns, right? So in this case right now, what I see is this parallel channel right here. I really don't like cutting through bodies like that, but in this case, I'm trying to make an exception because it does cover a lot of movement within this channel. So bear with me, okay? So at the bottom of this channel, and even if we actually technically ignore the top of the channel, the bottom of this ascending trend line still does get respected multiple times, right? Gets respected right here, a bunch of times right here, a couple times right here, and then now it's moving away. Okay, so the next step we need to look for is the break of this middle equilibrium part of the channel. Okay, so that currently right now that's around 4150, let's just say. That's perfect because if we break 4150 or say this $4,200 area, that means once this is broken, we have a higher chance to go up to this top of this channel right here, which could be right around $4,400. Okay, so $4,400 in this next supply zone could get really interesting because that means alts are going to fly too, and BTC is actually already going for it right now. You can see that over the past couple of minutes we've been talking, the price has gone up $10. Now I know that's really nothing in Bitcoin, but it's really a sharp movement that we're seeing right now. Okay, and so I think the alts are going to pick it up too. And let me show you guys some of the trades that we're in. And again, you can come join our channel for free. We are providing 7 days of free access to all our sub channels right here. Like short term, here's things that we're trading right now. Okay, we're in BAT, LTC, Loom, ELF, Nebel, Aeon, WAN, Ethereum, and ZIL, and then obviously I hold some cash too. So these are the alts that we're trading. And then yesterday, I closed out half my position at 862. And let's see where Aeon is right now. Okay, Aeon is at 354. So I'm glad I let go of that position because sometimes when you see huge candles like this, guys, don't think that this is a buying opportunity. Okay, especially when it hasn't crossed the previous high. These are selling opportunities. Okay, and you want to sell up here and then try to rebuy the retrace, because more than likely what's going to happen if Bitcoin keeps moving up is you're going to have huge sharp candles up, retrace down, weed out all the FOMO buyers, and then this thing is going to take its own time to keep on moving up. Okay, so I have to reconsider exactly where I want to buy Aeon. I haven't done technicals on it just yet to map out my buy zones, but I'm still waiting on it. Here's our other trade. Okay, I have BAT right here. So here's BAT, right? I mean, BAT I've taken profits from over and over. I love this thing because it just goes and goes and goes. Okay, so in BAT, in our community, we've been in BAT since 0.174 and 0.177. So that's let's see where we are. Where does that take us right now? Okay, where's 17? Let's just say 175. Okay, so we're up about a good 9-10% on BAT. And I think BAT, still has a good amount of ways to go. Okay, so here are some of the levels that I mapped out on BAT. Let me show you guys. Okay, I am actually projecting BAT to hit, this 1.618 Fibonacci level. And at the highest point, it's probably going to hit just, at the nick of 2.618 Fibonacci levels. Again, if you want to learn, how these Fibonacci levels are mapped out, how to utilize them, go to Cryptosomniac, go to products, and I have my course right here. It's only $10, guys. I mean, I put in like 8 hours of work in here, basically you're paying me $1 for every hour that of the work that I put in. But I was happy to do that because I want everybody to learn. Okay, I want everybody to understand how markets move. I want everyone to, essentially make good trades. Okay, and we do the same thing in our channel right here, right? I provide good analysis for you to utilize. Jordan does too. He provides great technicals and trades. And you can see some of these trades that we're in. Okay, same thing with our medium term channel. Okay, this is where we post trades that are a little bit longer than, say, a day or two. Here's one of our trades that we got in. ZIL, we picked it up around 459. Let's see how ZIL is doing right now. So we picked up ZIL around 459. Oh, it's at 474. Okay, so we're already up, maybe 1% or 2%. Let's see how much that is actually. It's about like 3% right there, right? So not too bad. We try to make sure that when you are paying, this fee right here in Advantage, our trades and our analysis are well worth it, and you can easily recoup that money in less than a week or two. Okay, and I provide, the most amount of analysis every single day to keep my community updated. Here you can see, I provide daily morning analysis. Okay. And plus multiple updates through the day, and you can stay informed and which trades to take or which trades not to take. And we have a user requested area right here where you can request anything that you want, and I will get to it as soon as I can. If you're having questions or anything, I will answer them with technicals the best I can. I'm not always going to give you the most rosy answer, but I'll always be honest with you. Okay, and here's basically our community discussion right here. As you can see, Jordan, our other analyst, is really into RVN right now. So let's check out RVN. Okay, let's check out Raven coin. Raven's killing it. So Jordan made that call a little while back. Kudos to him because it hit this cup and handle. Again, if you don't know what a cup and handle is, this is how it works. Here's that cup right there, stops right here, pulls down for the handle, and then boom, just rockets off. Okay, so again, these are things that we provide for our community, and Raven is just taking off right now. But I'm not in the Raven trade because I didn't get to catch it before, but I am in my ZIL trades and all the other trades that I just told you guys about. Okay, let's go back to the BTC analysis and see what's happening. So yeah, BTC is, really just killing it right now, guys. We are currently at 4,039. I do expect a bit of a retest at 40.20, maybe 40.15. And then I hope it keeps on moving up towards, the middle area of this, which will be 4,100. And then hopefully it gets up to 4,175. All right, let's check out some questions that we may have in our channel, in the chat, actually. BAT is already picking up a bit. You're right, Ruben. It is, man. Ryan Jack, what's up, dude? Sean Nevins, what's going on, man? Cannon Man, how are you doing today? Not too bad, sir. How are you? Rip Rapru. That's a pretty funny name. What's up, man? How you doing? Wax is up too. Yeah, Wax is doing pretty great lately too. We have some we have other channels in our channel right here, other sub channels, and you could see that Sam, our founder, he was talking about why Bitcoin halving is coming up next year, and how the current rise of Bitcoin, as well as the rise of alts and the crypto market cap as a whole, could contribute to the betterment of the community fundamentals, as well as Bitcoin in general. Okay, here I list some of my long-term holds. Nebulous is one, Ethereum is one, Bitcoin is definitely one, by the way. XLM is another, Nexo is one, and I have my eye on a couple others as well. This is a post that I wrote up this morning because I always, keep my community informed. So this is what I explained, right? I've got a limited trading capital I allocate to myself. That, and then one I've got for long-term investing too. Okay. So I never mix the two, right? So for example, if I'm trading with $100,000, 70 to 80,000 of that will be for long-term investments, and only 20 to 30,000 of that will be for strictly trading. Okay. But you should trade with less percent, guys, if your capital, if you're newer to trading. Okay. So, and trust me, you don't try to run sprints in the trading space. Trading is more so a marathon. Okay. Because, like, you don't want to be making mistakes with large amounts of capital and keep losing money. You want to understand patient execution in trades. You want to take proper risk management trades. You want to take trades with good risk reward, right? So with that being said, here are the positions that I'm in. As I've stated before, BAT is my heaviest position right now. A lot of people don't really know the fundamentals behind BAT, but I've researched it quite a bit and I love it. But again, I'm trading it because I think on the horizon over the next couple of weeks, BAT has some huge things coming up and it moves fairly well with Bitcoin. Okay. One thing that I've realized is sometimes alts are a hit or miss, right? Alts sometimes go down when Bitcoin goes up, or some alts go up when Bitcoin, goes up too. But with BAT, I've noticed that, it goes up more often than down, or actually technically rarely does it go down when Bitcoin is going up. So that's one thing that I appreciate about, trading BAT. And I love trading on Coinbase because that has the least amount of, issues in terms of bots and being stop hunted, or it also has a high amount of liquidity. All right. So here we are. Let me check on Juan for you, Ruben. So Juan I actually doubled down on. Where am I right now? Juan I actually doubled down on in 970 to 990. So I think I picked it up like, this area right here all the way to up here. And, I'm seeing Juan kind of take this like rounded turn right here. So usually, what's happening is this is let me give you guys an explanation of this too. This is interesting. Okay. So this is a perfect example of how you need to be able to read raw price action. And again, I talk about this in my course. So here's what raw price action means. Okay. So you could see the size of this candle, right? And let's turn on the volume too. Okay, so check out the volume. Okay, you can see the size of the candle and the volume, right? And then the next candle gets smaller, and then the next candle also gets smaller. Next candle looks like a hammer. Hammers are long wicks to the downside, little to no wick to the upside, and then small body, right? This one is more so an indecision, which is, wicks to both sides, pretty small body in either. This is also a doji, okay? So here you have, big candle, smaller candle, smaller candle, potential reversal candle. And so what this is telling me is this thing is just starting to slow down, and it's starting to round back up, and it's going to start heading up like this. Okay, more than likely it will. Why? Because BTC is also doing well, right? So BTC is doing well. Yuan has already gotten corrected a good amount. Volume is declining. It's already come close to almost the 618 Fibonacci level. So there's probably a lot of buyers sitting in this area. There's probably buyers sitting at the 382 Fibonacci, the 50, and probably the 618. All of these people got filled, just like me, right? I got filled in this area too. So now I'm just ready for a bigger move of Yuan to go back at least to this area right here, which is 1225, right? So that's about, say, I bought in right here. That's about, 20% move, 21% move, right? So you need to take proper risks and proper engage, proper rewards for your trades. Now, I have no idea if Yuan is going to go up. Okay, let's be real. I don't know that any better than anyone knows, what's going to happen in 10 years, right, with Bitcoin or anything. But what I do know is probabilities are on my side. Why? Because I know that technically, in terms of technical analysis, these candles got smaller, volume decline, Fibonacci levels got hit, and so my stop needs to be under this level right here, which could be like, say, 945, 940, and I'm just going to ride this trade out back up to, you know, say this even, you know, this high right here, or even much higher. Okay, so trading is all about probabilities, guys, and you just need to figure out what kind of probabilities are you looking at in a particular trade, right? I hope that helps. All right, so going back to, actually, let me check out LTC, because LTC is one of my other trades, and LTC has been killing it lately. So so here's LTC, right? Oh, wait a second, what happened here? Oh, this is the wrong chart. This is my right chart. I have so many charts, so many, you know, different places. All right, so here's LTC. You know, one thing I like about LTC is that it's been in this nice ascending channel and just kept on moving up. But what happened after, you know, this kind of movement is it got into a tighter channel. Okay, you could see it's getting tighter and tighter. And one thing that sometimes happens in movements like this, guys, is you either have, you know, a big explosive move to the upside or a big shakeout down here, and then you keep on moving up. Okay, because usually, you know, when you have this sort of explosive movement, this is almost like a, you know, 150 to 200% gain from down here all the way up top, right? Everyone notices this just like I do. Okay, but what most people don't notice is that, okay, we keep hitting the top of this channel, right? And every time we do, we keep getting rejected. So the probabilities, again, are in favor to you to take profits whenever the candles hit on top of this channel right here. Okay, so at this current moment, if you hit 62.5 or so on LTC, the probabilities are on your side for you to take profit here. Why? Because every time we've hit this, we've come down, right? So you can even buy the retrace and come back up, but you want to take profits. You need to understand why to take profits, when to take profits, and how much profits to take. And so I also, you know, talk about this in my channel too, is, you know, I'll increase or decrease positions as I, you know, move up and down with trades, right? So for example, right here, okay, taking some profit here on Nebel 37.05, right? I did that. This was a couple days ago, by the way. And then I also took more profits on Nebel. I don't know where it went. I decreased my position from Nebel at 4,100 and then 3,900 too. So I, you know, consistently like to take profits, you know, every couple of percentage points up. All right. And also sometimes I gauge it on Fibonacci levels based on other horizontals. Okay. And even in medium term, oh yeah, here's, you know, where I stated that trade update, you know, sold 1% of Nebel the other day, 37.05, re-entered 36.70, took profit at 4,100, and now selling half my position of Nebel at 3,900. So let's see where Nebel is. All right, let's see where Nebel lies right now. Nebel's currently at 37.35, so it's well below my sell points, right? So once I start seeing, you know, some bottoming out of Nebel, which I don't see just yet, I'll probably buy into this again. Right? So this is kind of how you need to, you know, play your trades right, guys? All right, so let's see what else is going on. I hope everyone joins our channel, guys. Again, you know, it's free for everyone for the next couple of days. We also started a really awesome new feature on our channel. This is, you know, by my wife, Camille. She writes a newsletter every single day, right? Giving the crypto community an opportunity to see what's happening, you know, behind the fundamentals of the space. Okay, so here you can read that newsletter, and also, you know, you can get it here in your email. Kind of looks like this, as you can see, and this comes in every single morning, guys. So, you know, while you wake up, you're taking a poop, you can get your 2 minutes of crypto reading in, and you know what's happening in the fundamentals. Okay. So I think it's really a great new feature that we have, along with, you know, our daily Bitcoin video analysis that I provide, plus, you know, multiple updates through the day. And then obviously our trades, we have, you know, a pretty healthy active community right here. We have a stock chat, which is pretty active too, a Forex chat too. So, you know, we provide a lot of content, guys, for $97 a month. Raven, hey man, what's going on? I just checked Raven actually. Our technical analyst Jordan called out Raven like hours before this was happening, because you know we were talking about the he was talking about the cup and handle, right? So let me see. I'm pretty sure he mentioned it. Let me go check it out. Yeah, so Raven buy orders, I mean, he's been talking about this for a few days, guys. So you can come join our channel and try to figure it out, and you know, sort of learn from the community. But yeah, Raven is taking off. So, you know, here's how I like to measure cup and handles, okay? So you usually grab the depth of the cup, so from here to here, okay? Let's lower that up just a little bit. All right, and then I like to grab it from the break of the handle, okay? So right about there. All right, so your target for Raven should be about 1150. To be safe, I'd keep it probably 1130 or so. Okay, so let's mark that out. We're gonna mark it right around, say, this area right here, okay? So let's see if, you know, over the next couple of hours, maybe even tomorrow, we might have a wick just hit this thing, and we'll come back and see, you know, if our technicals were right. All right. And again, guys, you know, I try to stay up to date with knowledge, and I read a lot, and you know, I like to teach my community everything that I learn. So, you know, in even for myself, I have my, you know, trusty handy dandy book, written by some Wall Street execs who, you know, utilize profitable chart patterns, and they wrote these books. And so I have these in my house, and I just read them, and I post pictures of these in our community to give people an idea. Hey, I'm not just making this up. You know, if you want to read about Head and Shoulders, right, what exactly does a volume action look like? Okay, so I take pictures and I send it to my community to give them more credibility of, hey, this, you know, maybe Amal knows what he's talking about. All right, and you can also go to this website right here, Bulkowski, the pattern site, one of the best, you know, famous traders. He gives, you know, percentage breakdowns of everything, right? He talks about volume, he talks about throwback rates, all kinds of cool stuff. He gives you an idea of how to trade this thing, okay? So same thing that we do in the channel, except we do it live, and we do it, you know, fast as price is moving. All right. Estaj, yeah, man, yeah, no problem. You're welcome. All right. So other than that, what else is going on with the crypto community? What are you guys feeling about the market? Let me know if you have any questions. Ren, I'll check out Ren for you. All right, so here's Ren. Okay, Ren looks a little bit more beat up. I wouldn't really sort of go for this one. I mean, it does look like its own little cup and handle right here, but so here's you know, cup and handles. This, like I drew earlier, here's that cup right there. You know, here's that handle that's coming into the mix right now. And maybe you want to take, you know, Ren as a trade when price gets up to like 545, maybe 550, because you see all these wicks right here that are poking to the upside. What this means is there's so many sellers just sitting right up here that Ren is just not able to get through it. But this is definitely a bullish pattern, guys. It's just that, you know, you want to trade off confirmation, right? You don't want to anticipate confirmation, nor do you want to anticipate it breaking up, because for all you know, this thing could just break down, right? I mean, yeah, the probabilities are on your side that the pattern is, you know, a bullish pattern, but like I said, you know, not all alts move with Bitcoin. Some actually go negatively against it, you know, and some, you know, just move sideways. So do you want to lock up your capital into something that hasn't even broken out yet? Or do you want to wait for a confirmation like the smart traders do and buy Ren right here around 545 or 550? That's what I would do, to be honest, you know. Another one that I spotted was ontology, right? So here's why, you know, ontology was a really interesting, you know, area for me to consider. So ontology was sort of creating this this ascending triangle right here, as well as like a bull flag. So sort of like this. Okay, so here's that, you know, ascending triangle being created, kind of like that, right? Or we can draw it like this, where this is like a bull pennant, if you will, right? So it doesn't need to be perfect, but it could just be like this. Okay, something like that. So that's your bull pennant right there. Okay, both of these are, you know, bullish patterns, because ascending triangles actually follow prevailing trends, right? So this had a higher probability of breaking up anyway, but I didn't know if it was actually going to break up, right? Because like I said, no one really knows. Okay, but until it breaks up, then you know, wait for it to come back, retrace back here, say around 3,000 or so, and then take it up. Because what was happening back here for ontology, guys, is that, you know, this area right here was getting hammered as support for a long time, and then it became resistance, as you can see, right? It was resistance, 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 and now it finally broke through. So once it finally broke through, well, now I can buy the retrace, let it come down, you know, maybe to 2,900, 3,000, and then take this trade up to the upside. But this thing is already tapped out right now, as far as I can see. Okay, I hope that helps. Stellar is an accumulation phase right now. Seems a jump is in order after that massive correction. Let's check out Stellar. I actually checked this out for someone the other day, but let's see. All right, so here's what's happening with Stellar, and I actually did answer this question in my community. So Stellar definitely had a big move after coming down to almost critical support. Okay, this area right here, you know, this 2,000, 2,100 Satoshi support right here. You could see that it's moved up from here, right, from this bottom all the way here to like 29-30%. Okay, and it got rejected hard by this resistance area right here. Okay, so remember that, you know, this was support once, right? Support, 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 support multiple times, and then it finally just broke on through, right? So in this area right here, what was happening was Stellar was essentially, you know, gearing up for a big move after this accumulation phase right here, right? It lasted from, you know, say anything below this, I would consider, you know, people are buying this while others are selling. Okay, so, but let's just say, to be safe, beginning of February all the way to, you know, beginning of March. So that's one whole month of accumulation that happened here, and price got pushed up, but now we're getting rejected here again in resistance. Okay, so if you want to, you know, be sure and safe, you can, you know, kind of wait above this level around, say, 3,050, 3,100, and then take this trade up, because, you know, Stellar is one of my favorite projects, right? This thing has a high ceiling. From here, it could just keep on going up to 4,000 or 5,000. But if it gets rejected right here, you know, it could very easily go back down here to, you know, 2,100. That's, you know, a good 30-40% drop from up here. So you want to be careful in that. But volume is definitely picking up in Stellar, and that's something that I like, because it has, you know, it hasn't had volume this high since pretty much way back here in 2018 bull run, right? So, you know, I would probably wait for Stellar up here, or if you want to allocate some capital just at current prices to take this thing up, I would probably do that, but then add on to your position above this area. You don't want to go all in right now. That would not be smart. Let's go back to BTC. 4-hour chart. Let's see how that's looking now. It's 40-40 right now. I think we're, you know, coming up close to hitting all this, you know, resistance right here, right above us, and hopefully we don't get torpedoed down too hard. Volume is picking up steadily, right? You know, this is some nice consistent volume on the 4-hour. Actually, I didn't even notice this, but this is pretty great. Let's check out some of our pivots too. You know, pivots I like to use quite a bit because they map out, horizontal support and resistance levels quite nicely and neatly. So as you can see, the next pivot lies around 4,080 on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, we are well above that pivot right beneath us, which was around 39.25 or so. So next level we need to look for is 40.80, and the one above that is right around 41.86. And as you can see, this kind of maps out to this level right here. Okay, so this is kind of how pivots and resistance and support levels are drawn with this indicator. Now let's see on the daily chart how those look. Okay, all right, again, well above that pivot. That was around $3,800, and now on the daily chart, that same pivot is around $4,200. Okay, so I think we're reaching towards that $4,200, guys, and I really do think it's going to happen in the next day or two, because at the rate of our consistent 45-degree angle movement, which is something that you want to see in charts, kind of like this, instead of a straight shot up for like 4 or 5 days and then just a big dump, this is far more of a sustained movement. Okay, and this is definitely something that BTC can keep consistent and sustainable, right? Let's see what else is going on, everybody. Please check XTZ. I don't even know what that is. Let's see what XTZ is. Wow, XTC is actually surprisingly looking good. Okay then. It actually flagged right above this pivot right here, and then it just kept on moving up. I mean, some of the higher levels on XTZ, I'd probably definitely take profit around 18,000. Okay, silky smooth. Keep an eye on this 18,000 level. All right, especially if BTC starts showing signs of weakness, XTC is definitely going to get dumped hard. All right, let's go back to LTC right now and see how that's doing. Sometimes this happens. Let me pull this down. Let's see what's going on LTC, US dollar. All right, so some of my targets for LTC over the next, say a month or two are, mid 80s and potentially as high as low 100 to 110. Okay, but for that to happen, I definitely need Bitcoin to keep climbing towards low 5,000s. All right, and here are some of the levels that I've mapped out with Bitcoin. Let me show you guys real quick. Let me close out this right here, and I wanted to throw on the cloud as well, because I like to utilize the Ichimoku cloud. And you could see that in this area right here, once we cross that supply right here, we are good to go. I would say at least till 4,400. Okay, so once we start crossing this area right here, 4,200, I'd say that gap between 4,200 and 4,400 is all clear. And the more fascinating part, guys, is once we start breaking past 44, say 4,600 bucks, I mean, it's just open air all the way till 5,000 and maybe even 5,800 or 6,000, which is something that what I'm really looking forward to, because if BTC can start crossing above 46, 4,700, I mean, I'm gonna try to go in heavy with my capital and take that trade up to 6,000 at the very least. Okay, so I'll be keeping an eye on that. And we're still in this Elliott wave formation, wave 3 in the middle of it. Wave 3 sort of maps out to about 4,800, which is the target that I just told you guys. If we start crossing above that, I mean, it's going to be open air till 5,000, maybe even 6,000. Okay, but one other thing that I've mentioned many times before is I still have not seen capitulation in this market, right? Because there's so many projects out there, so many people who are still bullish. I just feel like there's another big leg down, and that might happen when we're all the way up here and we have like a dramatic week where we shoot down hard but then pop back up again. That could also happen in in like a one-off event. And that could really be the end of, the bear market, because when you have, nice consistent movement like this on the way up and on the way up, you keep retesting, resistance turn support, and you keep on moving up, and then you have a sharp, couple of candles on the way down. In this area right here, you shake out a lot of weak hands, okay? And then you pick up all this. This is all liquidity that's been engineered to pass on the Bitcoin from the weak hands to the strong hands, because ultimately what these people want to do is catch, all this going down, and then they want to bring this market back up to higher highs, maybe to, 7,000, 10,000, 20,000, okay? This has happened many times before, and it's happened in many markets, okay? And it happens quite often because that's just trading psychology. All right, so we're, what I was pointing out is we are moving through the cloud nicely, and I love to make, edge-to-edge plays in cloud, in the Ichimoku cloud. The way that works is, you basically start entering in positions at the bottom of the cloud, and you take positions to the top of the cloud, and you can see that kind of maps out a level around 4,800 bucks, which again, sort of comes around that third wave high, sort of that, a final resistance level for that next supply zone. So you can see why everything is lining up around, $4,800. And if we, sort of break that, we're home free till high 5,000s, maybe low 6,000. All right. Okay. Yeah, come join our channel, guys. I got nothing else really. I hope you guys enjoyed this analysis. We'll take a look at the weekly chart. The weekly candles are looking just fantastic. I mean, I have not seen this many consecutive weekly candles probably since, the 2017 bull market. And like I've pointed out many times before, we've now gotten 2 bullish monthly candles right here, something that we haven't had since 2017 bull market. So this is definitely a good sign. All right, I'm really looking forward to the rest of the month. We've got about 10 more days left, so let's hope for Bitcoin to 5,000, by the end of the month. All right, that's pretty much it, guys. Yeah, so hopefully no lower lows, Ruben. I mean, listen, if that capitulation comes, and if we start breaking through critical supports, like say 4,000, 3,500, 3,300, then more than likely we're going to go down to 2,000 and maybe high 1,000s. Because the shakeout and, the big capitulation can come very fast, very hard, and just get people out of the market, okay? And it'll look like a bleak, period, but it'll also look like, okay, things are starting to turn around. Bill Guerra, thanks, man. I hope you enjoyed my analysis. I hope you guys come join our channel. We have a ton of stuff, and we also have this education channel where we post a ton of, excerpts from books. I write up articles. I provide my course, videos that I follow, videos that I've created, even chart patterns, all kinds of cool stuff. So we're not just a channel that gives signals. Technically, we're not even a channel that does give signals. We just provide good analysis for you to follow. All right. Hope to see you guys in here soon, and come make some gains with us. All right. Come join, guys. CryptoSomniac.com, and you can join. Click on products right here. Get advantage, and I will see you guys in the channel. All right. Cheers.